Hey everyone, it's Rose from Disabled Dreamers. Today we're continuing our 5-part series. We're on the third part on questions to ask at your doctors. Before we discuss things to bring to your doctors and things to ask before you go to your doctors, but today we get to discuss questions to ask at your doctors. Now these are listed and a very odd way. They're not listed in the order, they're not listed in the importance of the questions. They're just random questions that I had ideas that you should ask at your doctors. The first I have on the list is what is the test for? If you have any kind of test done, like a CT scan, a MRI, or blood work, just ask what it's for. What are they looking for? What do they think it could be? Why do they want to test for that? The second question is when will you get the results? Sometimes you won't get the results. Like if it's blood work and your blood work comes back fine, you won't get the results. So you just kind of want to know when will you get the results, especially if it has something serious they're testing for. Why do I need this treatment? If you're receiving any kind of treatment, then you want to ask why. That's pretty self-explanatory. Are there any alternatives? Some doctors are very pushy med doctors. They would just want to push medicine at you. So you want to ask, is there any other alternative? If you have muscle spasms, is there an alternative that you could just use a heating pad instead of taking a medicine? Okay, are there any possible complications? And medicines or surgeries or anything just in general, there's always can be complications. Like for example, a upper endoscopy that can like leave you blood clots and death and vomiting and extreme like throat congestion, and that's just one example. But some medicines, they'll give you dizziness, you can't drive a car while using it. So those are complications. How do you spell the name of the medicine I am taking? A lot of times what will happen is you'll turn in a script to the doctor, and let's give one example. Okay, let's think of one. Meloxicam. A lot of times they'll say Mobic instead of meloxicam. Now that's not a great example, but sometimes like okay. Valium, that's a good example. A generic name for Valium is diopenzazine or something like that. And so then you go through your medicines, or when you're refilling it, and you have no idea what the generic name is, or sometimes the doctor will give you the generic name, but then you'll get the real brand. So it's just really important so you don't get confused on the name. Just recently, I've had an incident where I refilled a medicine I didn't need to get refilled because I got really confused by the name when I called, because it sounded, when you call a pharmacy, a lot of times it's the robotic voices, so they're just lists off the generic names, and then you're just like, oh yeah, I think I need that. So then you get more medicine than you need to. Okay. Are there any side effects? Will that medicine make you dizzy? Will you not be able to eat grapefruit? What are the side effects? Is there weight gain? It's a big question to ask. Is there weight loss? Okay. Number 8. Will this medicine interact with the medicines I'm already taking? There's just a lot of times when you go fill the medicine, the pharmacy will have a list of all the other medicines you're taking. So normally they'll tell you if any of them counteract each other, but it still is a good question to discuss with your doctor. I had a doctor the other day. I have high blood pressure, and he was going to give me Sudafed to make my blood pressure higher. And then he's like, "Wait, you take blood pressure medicine?" I'm like, "Yeah, I do." And so it was just really horrible. That was partially his fault for not looking at the sheet that I had listed the medicines I was taking, but that would have been a good situation there where I would have asked, well, why would I take that? Would it interact with my low blood pressure medicine? That would be a good example. Okay. Another question or kind of discussion to talk with your doctor about is the state of your health problems. Are they getting better? Are they getting worse? Is the medicine helping you? That is number one thing you should talk about with your doctor. Okay. Number 10. Discuss whether changing your medicine would be a good option. If you think a medicine is not working well and you want to change it, then discuss it with your doctor. If you're having side effects like, for example, I was taking prednisone at one time and it made me gain a whole lot of weight. So I had to discuss with my doctor about changing it. Even though it was helping me greatly, I still had to discuss changing it with my doctor. Because it was a good option, because for me, gaining weight is not a good option. Okay, talk about if you need to get any more medical tests at this time, or do you need blood work? A lot of times the doctor will just forget, and then end of the session will come, and you didn't get your blood work done, and you need to see how your sodium levels were doing, or your vitamins, and it's just a good question to ask. If you have any impairments such as walking, talk about surgery or treatment options. If you have issues walking, is it with your hips or your knees? Would surgery benefit you in the long run? A lot of doctors are going to say no, because it will affect your recovery time. It just kind of depends on your condition. If you have no mobility whatsoever, then surgery is probably a good option for you. If you have some mobility and you can still get around, then surgery is probably not an option for you. It all depends. Just discuss with your doctor. I'm not a doctor. Don't listen to me. Actually, do listen to me, because I have good advice. Okay. Discuss more deeply about what your diagnosis actually is. You could have arthritis, but you might have a different type of arthritis than somebody else. Arthritis isn't only for old people. There are all kinds of arthritis. There's osteoarthritis, there is juvenile idiopathic arthritis, there's rheumatoid arthritis. There's all kinds of arthritis. There's like pinpoint arthritis that's like directly on the things. There's arthritis where you actually have lost bone, like marrow. There's all kinds of it. That's just one example. Just discuss more deeply about your diagnosis. What are your treatment options, and what are the benefits of each option, and what are the side effects? That's just kind of a re-list of one of the things before I listed. But you just want to see, like, what's your long term. You might not need surgery now, but maybe in a couple of years you would. You might want to try medicine, see how it's working, but then that medicine isn't a long term medicine. You just want to discuss your treatment very frequently. What will the medicine you are prescribing do? What is the medicine the doctor is prescribing actually do? Will it make you tired? Is it supposed to be an inflammation medicine? Is it supposed to be a antibiotic? Pretty simple. These are pretty cut-based questions. I try to make it very simple this time. And how do you take it? This is very important. Sometimes you'll have to double your dose some days and take a minimum dose. Sometimes you need to take it daily. Sometimes you need to take it as needed. And then for as needed, you need to know, okay, when do I need to take the medicine? And are there any side effects? Well, we already discussed that. If you have had surgery, or you need to have a surgery, you need to ask if you're going to need to have the surgery again, and how often will you have to have the surgery, and yeah, pretty basic. And then for any type of medicine, for any type of anything, you just need to ask your doctor, or just for your general state of mind and health, you just need to ask, do you need to change your daily routine? If you take certain medicines, they're going to make you drowsy, and then you'll need to take naps throughout the day. Some things you'll have to take early and then take a nap, or sometimes you'll have to eat something and then take a medicine. Sometimes you'll have to get to sleep earlier. There's just all kinds of factors in this. So thanks for standing by if you've stayed this long. This is kind of a lot of jumbled thoughts, but they were kind of straightforward. And this is Rose from the Stable Dreamers. This is continuing our 5-part series all about doctors. This is questions to ask at your doctors. And private message if you have any other questions or just want to talk. Like the video, subscribe, favorite, comment, and have a wonderful day.